Welcome to my video tutorial on creating your very own quick page. As you can see, I have a blank layout here just waiting to be created. I've sized it in 8x8 since that's what I work in. Over here in my files section, I've opened just a few items to make the quick page with. We're going to start by just dragging a paper onto the layout. I like to size my papers just a little bit over, just to make sure that all of the edges are covered. Then I want to add some papers onto this. I'm going to do this by going to Insert, Shape, Square, and then dragging the square down to the bottom of the layout. Right-clicking, change shape or line, line thickness, none, OK. Then I'm going up here to the effects, fill with texture or color, choose my picture button, and it opens my files section where I've opened the papers. I'm going to go down and select a paper from my winter walk kit, and I'm going to click done. And then OK. And then the easiest way to add another paper on it, because I'm going to do a little bit of layering here for this tutorial's sake, is to click on the object, right-click, copy, right-click, paste, and then I'm going to slide it just a little bit to the right here. And as you can see, it didn't cover the whole section down at the bottom, so I'm just going to drag it down and drag this one down. There we go. Now, this copy that I just made, as you can see, it's selected in the stack. It's above this one. I want to put it below, so I just grab it and drag it to the bottom. Then I want it to be different than this paper, obviously, so I'm going to make sure it's selected. Go up to my effects, fill with texture or color, choose picture, choose another paper from my winter walk kit, and click done. And then OK. You want to make sure that everything is shadowed before flattening. So we want to select this and then go to Effects, Shadow, and Drop Right is what I'm going to choose. And I'm just going to click done. OK. Select the next paper, Effects, Shadow, Drop Right again, keeping it uniform, and click done. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and just add on my frame that I'm going to cut a hole for the quick page out of. There we go. Now, very important here, you have the frame on there, but everything that you're going to cut out that is underneath the frame needs to be flattened. So we want to make sure that we select this paper, clicking on it, holding the control key, clicking on the next paper, continuing to hold the control key, clicking on the next paper, continuing once again to hold the control key down. And as you can see in my stack here, those three papers are selected. You could have selected it from this side also. It doesn't matter. I like to click on the object itself. Then while they're all selected, we want to right click and we want to flatten selected objects. And that flattens everything underneath there. Then we want to, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here so you can see better. This is not flattened to the paper. So we're going to place it where we want it, place it exactly where you want it, but then select the paper behind it. Don't select the frame itself because you'll cut the frame. So we're going to cut the paper behind it. We're going to select it. We're going to use our freehand tool, and since the paper is selected, we can draw with our freehand tool on top of the frame, but the computer and the program will tell it that you have selected the paper. So we're just going to click around here with our freehand tool, making sure that we're cutting. I'm cutting on the inside of the holes because I want the holes to go ahead and show the paper underneath it. So I'm going to click all the way around, click back on the original box. When I do that, you'll see marching ants here. So that tells you that you've completed full rotation and connected it. We want to go back up here, click on our object tool. We want to click cut. That will cut the paper underneath it. There we go. And be very careful at this point not to move your frame because what is underneath it is clear. So I'm going to shrink this down just a little bit. And as you can see, this is ready for a quick page. Now you can add some elements onto there if you'd like. I'll add a page topper on just in case. Before you finish, you need to go ahead and add the shadow onto that. Effects, shadow. I'm going to stick with the drop right again. It's a basic shadow, and done. And I want to click on the frame and I want to make sure I shadow that. So effects, shadow, drop right again, and click done. You can play with your shadow and use and adjust it to whatever. Just keep it proportionate. And click OK. Now before we're done, we want to make sure that everything is placed where it is, and we're going to select them all by holding the control key down and clicking on them. Then we're going to right click, flatten selected objects. Now the trick is too, when you go to save, file, save as, you want to save it as a PNG. If you save it as a JPEG, it will add the white background onto that. And that's just in a nutshell how you make a quick page. Thank you for watching my video tutorial on quick pages.